Welcome, truth seekers. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are revealing reality of this royal glazed lifestyle of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And prepare to have your lips start flapping, as hot gossip is on its way to deal Meghan Markle another blow. In the latest in a much longer line of humiliations, the flabby D-list cable actress turned royal rebel was slapped squarely in the face by a top British fashion designer. For the untouchable Duchess, the humiliation was so public that not even the poor woman could emerge unscathed. I will definitely be following up and will unpack this revelation/so bombshell soon, but until then hit the subscribe button and that bell so that you never miss anything gasped about. Julien Macdonald just went and did different during London's Fragrance Foundation Awards drama, so let's just get right to it. With a clientele that closes out on Beyoncé and the British royal family, Macdonald's words that evening would have been no win in terms of combative. On Meghan Markle's potential as a fashion muse, he said, and he didn't mince his words. Since 2022 and heading into early 2023, the saga took off as Meghan launched a luxe influencer and designer darling charm offensive. Be sure to check back here for more on this blazing mess. A sad rebranding excursion also saw Meghan's camp allegedly reach out to a slew of high-end designers, Julien included, to dress the sunken Duchess in their new threads. The former royal turned jet-set celebrity made sure to newly debut her stylish glow-up, on top fresh red carpet looks. Never ones to miss an opportunity to remain a talking point, but this time at Meghan's expense, Meghan's team reached out to Julien Macdonald's team about the potential collaboration. Except they received only total radio silence. No reply. Apparently Meghan was not famous enough to be dressed in Julien's exquisite, gem-encrusted creations, to walk the red carpet. Cue the rejection. To make it worse, Julien publicly turned down a request to dress the outlaw prince for an award show, saying bluntly, "No, I like Kate and Camilla." His blunt disinterest was a harsh punch, sparing no consolation, and clear as day in his taste. Julien refused in no uncertain terms to over-glamorize the woman who not only exploited but also considerably diminished the monarchy he still cherishes, head up, and this was a sharp dagger to Meghan's very delicate side of beefcake sentiment. To add insultingly different flavors to the injury, Julien then rolled out the compliments of the year for Kate Middleton and Queen Camilla, which only emphasized his love of those two while highlighting his hate for the other. Macdonald admitted to the princess how he had always been a fan of the Princess of Wales and sang the praises of his tight relationship with Camilla. As per a source motorsport.com, these two women are the essence of what Julien values in a woman in the way these two carry themselves. Meghan is extremely outspoken against the royal way of life, and Grace dons the true elegance and royal composure that Julien respects. The unvarnished comment landed a brutal blow to the former actress's high society aspirations as she tries to stay relevant in the face of threats to her aristocratic status. Under these pretenses, Homegirl is the first to admit that she does not have the bandwidth at this time to advocate for Julien, illustrating the dire nature of her eternal Yeezy heel blister due to the severity of his injury. That shouldn't surprise us given the Duchess has form when it comes to disregarding decency, privacy and family cohesion in exchange for media coverage. So with Julien now slapping Meghan down, it serves her right. Does she actually deserve any respect from the fashion world? Julia not only utterly trashed the reputation of the royal family for her own good, she also outright questioned the Queen as regards Meghan and its bullying scandal. As can be expected, this conduct is a major no-no in any sector, but especially in an industry like high fashion where etiquette and exclusiveness is the name of the game. After all, what designer with a shred of respectability would agree to work with that little foul-mouthed brat who would insult the honor of that most venerable late monarch, who is still loved all over the world? That is the way you fall into complete obscurity in the haute couture domain, barring about a dozen relationships Meghan has now completely pissed off in royal circles. For those who have been following closely, Julien's brutal cheek is on par with the continued dressing down the Duchess of Defiance is receiving at the hands of other influential fashion figures. Legendary British designers Vivienne Westwood and Pam Hogg certainly drove the point home at the 2022 Fashion Trust Awards in London months ago. Meghan is nowhere near their vaunted level. When posed a question in the matter, Westwood replied shortly, no, she would not work with the Duchess as previously referenced. Then on a dime, she is flat out telling you no thanks, without niceties or that insincere kind of gratefulness, shutting you down with extreme prejudice. Even Simon Cowell would cringe at the sting of her shutdown. British designer Pam Hogg replied, I wouldn't advise it. In high society, a strong loathing of Prince Harry and his fractious bride casts dark shadows as Hogg flaunted her experience dressing the likes of Lady Gaga rather than being awed by some quasi-royalty clutching at manufactured social causes. Hogg clearly has an appreciation for the real and can now pick fake from real in her sleep. Returning to the royal roast of Julien, the situation is simply too delicious to ignore. This faux parodic image Julien put forth of Markle is especially scandalous as it clearly suggests she is not of the same caliber as the women he usually runs around with. These women encompass famous names like Beyoncé, Kylie Minogue, and Jennifer Lopez, all of whom Julien claimed to be referencing during the speech. To be so publicly ignored and shamed in front of the whole world by your own field, those who are supposed to understand you, would be a massively embarrassing experience. Markle must have been so pissed that evening in her $14.5 million Montecito estate, scrubbing Cabernet stains out of her luxurious neutral-tone couches. If Julien had indeed been able to pull off the guest list he had lined up for that evening, it would have been the envy of all but the most A-list of Hollywood functions. The star-studded evening was fit for a Hollywood royal with the likes of A-listers Amanda Holden, Michelle Heaton and Pussycat Dolls babe Ashley Roberts. And the love they receive, as fierce and loyal as the affection for any true star, as if they made it securely about their talent and legit fame and cultural cachet. There, in the company of bigger names, he is dismissed with disdain by one of Britain's leading couturiers. They are the ones who love basking in the wealth of Julien's decadent creations. That exactly makes it a kind of disgrace so disgustingly nasty, even Naomi Campbell would wince.